What's going on? How you doing, Freak Show? That's right. All my freaks out there. This is the King of the Freaks, your ringmaster, back again. So tell me, how's it going, Freak Show? It's been a week, hasn't it? Welcome to the vlog of unfortunate passings. And whew, it's been a rough one, hasn't it? It's been a rough one. Like last night, Bob Barker died, and that was somebody that my grandma loved. Like when I used to spend out at her house when we were kids, or when I was a kid, she watched that. She watched his Price is Right every day, and she was still alive when he retired. But she stopped watching Price is Right. She didn't. She was not a Drew Carey fan. But anywho, but the ones I really wanted to talk about was Terry Funk, the living legend, the hardcore legend, the guy that helped put ECW on the map, passing away at age 79. And this one hit home for me just because I remember watching Terry Funk when I was little. Now, in my teenage years, most of my memories of Terry Funk was the stuff he did in WWE in '98. Especially when he did the stuff with Cactus Jack, fighting against him, fighting with him, then winning the tag titles at WrestleMania 14, and just watching him do all sorts of aerial stunts. But before that though, he helped ECW get off the ground when they did the first pay-per-view, and had a great showing in the triple threat match with the Sandman and Stevie Richards, leader of the BWO. And so when I found out he passed, I'm like, well, that's sad to hear, but boy, he had a great career, and he just never struck me as one of those types that just wanted all the attention on himself. I don't know if he had a podcast or not. He might have, but if he didn't, that's a good thing. Because I think it's getting sad watching all these wrestlers get podcasts where they can either talk crap about each other, like kids, or they try to defend everything that they've ever done. It's like I see sides of people like Jim Cornette and Ric Flair do these podcasts, and I'm like, man, I kind of don't like to see these sides of them, especially Ric Flair. But I know Vince Russo and Eric Bischoff do podcasts, but to tell you the truth, they're two of the three jokes of pro wrestling. It's them two and Dave Meltzer. Screw that guy. Don't like him. But, Terry Funk I've always had respect for. I think now I'm finally going to pull the trigger and buy that shirt that said "One Bad Mother Funker." I always thought that was a good shirt. But then there was the passing of Bray Wyatt. Real name is Wyndham Rotunda. Son of Mike Rotunda, a.k.a. Erwin R. Shyster, IRS. And also the nephew of Barry Windham, who was a fantastic wrestler. Like, a lot of people may not talk about him as an in-ring character, like they would a Ric Flair. But but the man could wrestle. The man could wrestle. And I remember seeing him tag team with Mike Rotunda, with their manager, Captain Lou Albano. R.I.P. to him too. But Bray Wyatt passing away, that one struck so hard. I've been such a fan of him since I first started seeing him do the Bray Wyatt family character on NXT, when back then one of the only ways you could watch NXT is if you paid the subscription to Hulu Plus. Hulu Plus didn't really offer a whole lot, but they offered some good stuff. The show Revolution, and you got to watch NXT. And I had a blast watching NXT. I thought it was fun. Adrian Neville, before he got injured, he couldn't wrestle no more. Corey Graves. I remember when him and Neville were tag team champions. It was fun to watch. And then I saw the Wyatt family. I would see, the Firefly music would hit and Bray would walk out and he would talk to the fans as good as he could talk. Whereas behind him you had Rowan and Harper come out with the rocking chair. They would drag it behind them. And I would sit there and Bray would sit there in that chair and watch them and smile while Rowan and Harper would destroy a tag team. Then I remember watching on one episode of NXT when it was Bray Wyatt versus Chris Jericho, which was a very good match. And then you could say whatever you want about his booking on the main roster. I don't know. I'm tired of that talk because we as fans never booked a show in our lives for wrestling. And if you have, great, you can say something. But all of us always talk about bad booking, bad booking. I don't care. Bray Wyatt, in every single form he had on the main roster, I was entertained by him. His rivalry with John Cena, even his little rivalry with Kane, it's just his debut sparked off just like that. Before NXT really, really had a big following, when he debuted on the main roster that night to attack Kane, I remember hearing that pop when he said to the crowd, "Where?" It was fantastic. It was off to the races. He's had great WrestleMania matches. Me being an AJ Styles fan, I still was like on my feet, just so happy to watch him in that Elimination Chamber match defeat AJ Styles for the WWE title. This is coming from an AJ Styles. I've been a diehard AJ Styles fan since TNA, NWA TNA. But watching Bray Wyatt win the world title, it was so great. Just after he pinned John Cena cleanly, which was not really common back then, but that was good for business. And Bray Wyatt was off to the races, and then he lost at WrestleMania. But I don't care. I don't care about wins and losses. I just talk about how you look. And Bray Wyatt was great. Everything he did. I remember when the crowd chanted, "This is awesome," at Elimination Chamber. I think it was the year before that one, when it was the Wyatt family versus the Shield. Two great groups. Man, just all the rivalries he did with Randy Orton, with everybody. Then, of course, he came out as The Fiend. Some people didn't like it. People like Jim Cornette would be like, "This is phony. This makes it look phony." Shut up, Jim. It's sports entertainment. And before anybody starts on the sports entertainment versus pro wrestling crap, it's been sports entertainment since the day that gorgeous George Wagner, got over with his character and not just his wrestling. It was sports entertainment the moment Andy Kaufman walked into there and was given a spot on the show and made headlines. Pro wrestling, since before I was born, has been sports entertainment. I don't care what anybody tries to say about it. Pro wrestling is sports entertainment. Period. Now, with that being said, let's get back to the subject at hand. Bray Wyatt, and on SmackDown they gave him such a great tribute, and I was so proud. I've always been proud to be a wrestling fan, but just his tribute, I was so happy with it. Just, it tore me up to watch people like Seth Rollins, Becky Lynch, Alexa Bliss, so many others that talked about him. You could just tell they were hurt. They did an interview with Paul White, Big Show. You could tell he was hurt, and I don't know what. If anybody who does comment on this video, which won't be much, maybe not even at all, but anybody who decides to comment on this video, put down in the comments below, what is your fond Bray Wyatt memory? What's your favorite moment that he ever did? It's hard for me to pick one. I'm probably going to say when he won the WWE title the first time. And then when he came out with the Firefly Funhouse, it was like a creepy Mr. Rogers type thing, and I loved it because I'm a big fan of horror movies. And then you got The Fiend, which was a great character. I loved it. Hold on. I remember getting this when the pandemic broke out, and I will always keep this, but Yeah, I bought the Fiend mask, and I've loved it ever since. So if another pandemic breaks out, we gotta go around with the mask on, mandatory. So, but I just want to show y'all that real quick. But yeah, rest in peace, Wyndham Rotunda, aka Bray Wyatt. You brought so many memories. Because like I said, I love the Fiend character, his debut, his entrance, music, even the matches. The fact that he used the mandible claw, I thought was perfect for him. Loved how he won the title against Braun Strowman at SummerSlam. I also loved how I was okay with him beating Seth Rollins in Saudi Arabia. I know everybody, craps on the fact that he got beat by Goldberg. I don't care. Number one, it was in Saudi Arabia, so I don't take too hard to it. If it was at WrestleMania, I might feel some type of way, but titles, it is not that big deal with titles. I don't know why people make it such a big deal, but anyways, I just want to give that little bit of a tribute to someone who, from what I've seen in footage when he meets fans, was so good to his fans. Very interactive. That's a good thing. He's got respect for the fans. But yeah, rest in peace, Terry Funk, Bob Barker, and Wyndham Rotunda. So, but on to other events. Talk about video gaming. Right now I'm playing Injustice 2. I am playing Hogwarts Legacy and Bit Trip Runner. Again, I've told you about that one. Not much has been going on in the video game world, except for, rumblings of a Switch 2, which I'll be happy about. But I'm going to go through the Switch library first, so it's going to be a while before I even touch a Switch 2, even when it comes out. Whenever it does. What I wanted to talk about today was a game that I just heard about last night called Ultra Pro Wrestling that's coming to all platforms. And it's supposed to be like based on the Aki engine, where from back in the days of No Mercy at WrestleMania 2000 and WCW NWO Revenge. And I'm excited about that. We got a little bit of that with AEW Fight Forever, which is AEW Fight Forever is a fun game and has an array of talent. But they are also missing so many key talents that were there on day one. I'm vouching for you, player Evil Uno. You should be on the game. Like I said, the only thing I don't like about the game is the fact that they wanted you to pay $60 for a game that looks like it was made on PS2. Has a very, like, once you play through the story mode once, no matter who you pick, you're almost going to go through the same thing. You might tweak some different stories here and there, but it's just, story mode ain't really replayable in my opinion, and I tried playing through it again. Like I said, the matches are good, but the thing that makes it stand out is probably the exploding barbed wire match and the lights out match. I haven't played Stadium Stampede yet. It might be fun. It might be fun. I'm not going to sit there and say that I don't think it'll be fun. But all I could think of is Fortnite with wrestlers. But I digress. But Ultra Pro Wrestling looks like it's going back to that same kind of engine from the Aki days and THQ. And it looks pretty fun. And the DLC on there, it exceeds what Pro Wrestling DLCs have. Talking about Demolition, Canyon, Glacier, Buff Bagwell, just to name a few. If you ever get a chance, just go look it up. I can't wait. You know me, I love my wrestling games, just like I love my Mario games and my Metal Gear Solid. But yeah, that's the world of games right there. Movies. Right now I'm watching one called To Catch a Killer. It's got Shailene Woodley and Ben Mendelsohn in it. And it's a really good, beat cop works with FBI agent to try to catch somebody, and they have to think outside the box. It's a pretty standard story, but it's really good though. Spirited was a great movie on Apple TV Plus. I recommend go watch it. I watched The Lost City on Paramount Plus. That was a fantastic and very funny movie, starring Channing Tatum and Sandra Bullock. Have y'all seen any good movies this week? Let me know. I haven't been to the movies in a minute. I was told that The Flash is on HBO Max, so that's probably going to be next in my repertoire. So, can't wait to watch that and see if it is actually good or if it's a pile of crap that people are saying it is. You know me, I got a weird taste in movies any damn way, so it don't even matter. But I was trying to think what I was watching. So far I'm 6 episodes into the 3rd season of The Mandalorian. I don't see what's so bad about the 3rd season. I don't think it's as good as the 2nd and 1st season, but I'm enjoying it. Even the episode with the very bad acted Lizzo in it. Yeah, I don't. When I first saw Lizzo, I thought she was appealing a little bit. Like, I thought she was a pretty girl. Now she's just annoying. And I love Jack Black, but why subject him to that? But I love that Christopher Lloyd was in an episode. Love Christopher Lloyd. But the 3rd season of Mandalorian, really good so far. Like, I just got to where, no spoilers, sorry. But so far, really, really good. Trying to think. Anything else? I think I talked last week about the Snow White remake. I think they should just scrap it. I'm tired of these remakes. I mean, if you're... I can understand you want to make a different story, but stop. But y'all doing it so bad, just stop. No more, please, no more. But that's all I got in movies. Now the last couple of things I wanted to do was... Okay, everybody, it is August 27th. It is the eve, as I'm recording this, it is tonight will be All In. Will I be getting it? Probably not. I will be watching other people stream it on TikTok or YouTube, but I'll not be watching it myself. I'm sorry. $50 for any wrestling pay-per-view or premium live event, I think is way too much and is completely stupid. You can cram 10 matches in there all you want to. I don't care. I paid for the pay-per-view to watch Bryan Danielson versus MJF in a 1 hour Iron Man match, it was a fantastic match. But I was so exhausted by the time that match showed up that I was like, man, I could have just paid to watch them two wrestle, and that was about it. And that's pretty much only thing I really wanted out of that pay-per-view. There was a lot of good matches. I'm not saying there wasn't, but I basically only really wanted to watch that match, and so I didn't get my money's worth. Good pay-per-view, but it goes a little bit. They go a little bit too long, and they just pack in too much. So if they go back down to like $20 or $30, I'd pay for them. But I'm not paying $50. It's too much. It's too expensive. I wouldn't do that for WWE either. Maybe for WrestleMania, if someone helps me split it, that's it. But I just don't. Any wrestling pay-per-view is not worth it. But I'm gonna go down the card. I'm gonna tell you my predictions. T. But this is just Aussie Open on the pre-show defending their Ring of Honor tag titles against Better Than You Baby, or what I like to call them, the Undisputed Devils. Okay, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna wait to talk about that one just because there's 2 ways that I wanted or see it going. But let's go to the other matches first. Will Ospreay versus Chris Jericho. I picked Jericho. I'm not really an Ospreay fan, but I mean he is good, but I'm more of a Jericho fan. The team of Kingston, Cassidy, Trent, Chuck, Penta versus the Blackpool Combat Club. Not a fan of Blackpool Combat Club. I just think it's too many people mixed in. I'm just like, I don't understand why they would be friends with each other. I love Bryan Danielson. That's it. Oh, and Claudio Castagnoli. I love both of them, but I think it's so stupid. I'm tired of hearing Moxley talk. didn't y'all just do a Blood and Guts, War Games ripoff match with more weapons? Why, not long after that, y'all decided y'all want to do a Stadium Stampede? I don't understand it. I think it's stupid. I don't. But I'm picking Kingston, Cassidy, Trent, Chuck, and Penta for that one. I want them to win. Golden Elite, which is Pac, Omega, and Ibushi versus Bullet Club Gold. I'm picking Golden Elite. A lot of people probably pick Bullet Club, but Bullet Club is trash now. There's some talent in there. I'm not saying there's no talent in there, but it's just, I don't care about Juice Robinson. I barely care about Jay White and Takeshita. Sorry. MJF has taught me that. Now, every time I see his name, it should be Takesha. I call him Takeshita. I just don't care about them. And I'm not really a Adam Page fan, but I do like Kenny Omega and Ibushi. But Ibushi's not doing stupid stuff like throwing himself in the thumbtacks just for no reason and no selling it like an unprofessional. But then you got the Fatal 4-Way with Hikaru Yoshida. Probably butchered that name. Britt Baker. DMD. Saraya, don't care. And Toni Storm. I used to be a big fan of Saraya when she was Paige. But I haven't cared about anything she's done since she's got there, and that makes me sad. But of course, I'm picking Brett. Go with my girl Brett. FTR versus the Bucks for the AEW Tag Title. This one's a hard one. I like both of them. But I don't see FTR giving up those titles. So FTR. Jack Perry versus Hook for the No Give a Crap title. The FTW title. Nobody cares about this title. It's not even a real title. It's like the beer drinking championship from TNA. It's like the internet title that what was it called? The internet championship that Zack Ryder had. It's like those titles. They don't mean nothing. Absolutely nothing. Don't care about it. The up, down, down has more prestige. And it's definitive video games. But who do I see winning? Probably Hook. Both of them are garbage. I'm not... Hook is, they're good wrestlers. It's just... Character... They suck. House of Black versus Acclaimed and Billy. I can't stand Acclaimed and Billy. They get on my nerves together. I love the Acclaim as a tag team, but... I don't understand why Billy's still there. They just... they're giving him something to do. House of Black all the way. House of Black gonna kill him. I love House of Black. Sting and Darby versus Christian and Swerve in a coffin match. I don't know why you need this on the show when you got a Stadium Stampede. But I'm going with Sting and Darby. No, it's nothing against Christian or Swerve. I like them too, but no. CM Punk versus Joe for the real world title. CM Punk, you have acted unprofessionally. I understand you are taking up for yourself, but you have acted so unprofessionally. You have not represented yourself as a champion outside, so I'm gonna go with CM. I'm gonna go with CM Punk on the match, even though I love Joe. And I'll tell you why I chose CM Punk in a minute. Now we're gonna get to the nitty gritty. Okay, as far as the Aussie Open versus MJF and Cole, here's how I want to see it go down. I want MJF to turn on Adam Cole in the match. Give him a blow or something, let Aussie Open, keep their tag titles. Then in the main event, when it's Adam Cole versus MJF, Adam Cole gets the victory and gets the title. But there's another way of going about it, in my opinion. MJF and Adam Cole, they win the tag team titles. And you think you're an unstoppable force. But the main event of All In, MJF pulls some cheap tactics. Brass knucks to the face. Gets to 1, 2, 3. I'm fine with either one of those happening, honestly. That's just how I look at it. Now, here's the thing. I don't want CM Punk coming back to be meaningless like I think it's gonna be. Because he's done nothing but just sit there and just talk shit and acted like a little spoiled kid who thinks because his daddy, he acts like one of them kids that thinks because their daddy is rich, they can do whatever they want, and that his crap don't stink. But if Tony Khan is smart, even though he looks so creepy, if Tony Khan is smart, they will have it to where CM Punk, beats Joe for the Ring of Honor World, or, for the Real World's Championship. And then MJF wins his. Then the show ends with CM Punk coming out, holding up his title versus MJF's. And then having a stare down. That's how I would end All In 2023. That's just me. I have a feeling if you don't do that, you missed a big opportunity. Because if we're going to continue just separating these guys that hate each other on either show, and you're not going to take advantage of it, try not to do any angle, and all we're going to have is CM Punk over here bitching like a little girl who lost her favorite hair bow, you got nothing. Like, you made him king of a Saturday night show that people are watching, but there's nothing else on Saturday nights. And they're about to get slammed by football. Stupid. You need to take advantage of this to where CM Punk comes back to Dynamite. I think you need to put Collision on Friday. But that's my predictions of All In. I'm not gonna keep ranting. And of course, next Saturday you got WWE Payback 2023. I don't know if this is all the matches, but I'm gonna give my predictions on these. I heard there's gonna be the Waller effect with guest Cody Rhodes. Cody's gonna beat him down. No, that's Miz versus LA Knight. I'm going to LA Knight. I'm a big fan of him. I'm riding that roller coaster. Been riding it since NXT. I like Miz, but just no. Theory versus Ray for US. I really don't care. Ray is past this time. I don't. Theory. Not really a fan of him. So, but I actually do see Theory winning back his title. Trish versus Becky in a cage match. I'm looking forward to this. Becky wins. Love you, Trish. Thank you, Trish. But Becky wins. Rhea versus Raquel. Women's world title. Rhea recaptured. Rhea retains. I fully expect it. Fan of both, but Rhea. I love Rhea more. Sorry. And then the other match that's announced is Rollins versus Shinsuke world title. And it sucks because I love them both. I'm a fan of both of them. I'm going to go with Rollins. I think Rollins needs to have a little bit longer of a title reign. But I really want Shinsuke to be the one to dethrone him. So if he wins at Payback, I'm not going to be mad. I'm actually going to be happy because I want to see Shinsuke win a world title. I think he deserves it. After all this time. Former Royal Rumble winner. I think he deserves it. Okay, and last thing I want to talk about is week 1 of the SEC schedule. Not really much is going on here. You got Ole Miss versus Mercer, Kentucky versus Ball State. Georgia, we're facing Tennessee Martin. Ain't nothing much going on here. It's just... Now, I would laugh if these teams did beat our powerhouse teams, but who knows? I think the only one that's got a chance to beat anybody in the SEC this week, maybe Utah might beat Florida. Nah. All the SEC teams are going to win this week. I would go down the list, but there's no point. I'm only going to talk about the ones that actually are worth talking about. There's not really much worth talking about this week. It's week 1. It's to be expected. I do want to watch LSU versus Florida State, though. I think that'll be very interesting. Vandy versus Alabama A&M, I would tune in for that. And of course, I'm going to watch my Georgia Bulldogs play Tennessee Martin. And Florida versus Utah, that's the only one that seem appealing to me. Alabama's going to kill Middle Tennessee. But who knows? You never know what's going to happen. Anybody can beat anybody. Well, everybody, I talked about everything I want to talk about. I'm so sorry this was so long. I made it way too long, so. But I hope y'all are having a good Sunday. It sucks about all these losses we've had this week with people. But don't take these wrestlers for granted. Enjoy it. Stop worrying about the booking. Stop worrying about whether or not they're getting pushed. And just enjoying the great stuff that they are doing. From all companies. All companies. Even Impact Wrestling that no one wants to talk about. Even though they're doing some good stuff. But anyways, tell me your predictions of All In, Payback, and week 1 of the SEC football. Y'all have a great day. Till next time, Freak Show, this is your Ringmaster.